Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode, actually, episode 66 of Imperfect Creations. I haven't had a guest in a while. Tonight, I'm so excited for this guest. Her name is Athena, also goes by a cat square. That's what I assumed. It's a cat square. I don't know if it's one word though, but we'll talk about it. Um, anyway, um, I met her at a art show or a market in Vegas. I wasn't selling anything. I was just there for fun. Saw her work and I was just like, I love your work. I want you on the show. And she was up for it. And that was like months ago, I feel like. So we finally got her on and I'm so excited. So I'm going to bring her on now. Hello.
Hi.
Did I leave anything out of your introduction?
Yeah, I think that's most of it, and you did a good job.
Awesome. Yay.
Yeah, hi.
Sweet.
I'm Athena, and yeah, aka a cat square. So it will be like a word.
Ah.
Yeah, like so. I mean, I created it. I mean, I was thinking, like when I started my business. And I was like, I should have like a very easy catch up kind of word, but I don't know. And like somehow it comes up with because I'm originally from Taiwan and we speak like Mandarin and Taiwanese over there. And usually my username I use it in like Chinese characters like three cats. So it's like cats, cats, cats. So when I come up with the name, I was like, okay, maybe translated it in English, but I did a mistake, which is like three of them supposed to be cube. And somehow when I registered, yeah,
Oh, like cats cubed?
yes. So it's like like cat
A
and then
three.
times three. And somehow
Oh, I
I
love
like
that.
enter my name with a cat square at that moment. I was just like, yeah, I didn't realize it until like 1 or 2 months later, I think. I
I
was just
love
like,
that. I
yeah,
love
but
that.
like square, it's kind of pretty cute, so I just keep it until, you know.
Wow, I love that's like the best origin story for an artist name that I think I've maybe ever heard. That's awesome.
Beautiful mistake.
I love it.
Thanks.
Sweet. Well, tonight we already chose the drawings of each other's drawings that we're gonna
Yeah,
put into our own styles. So are you ready to turn the cameras around and start
yeah,
drawing?
sure. Let
Awesome.
me
Okay.
do it. I think.
While we're doing that, I'm gonna start playing some music by Joseph Capalbo for the background, and then I gotta figure out how to twist this around. Oops.
And try logging in. All right. Let me check.
Bear with us. What's going on here? Okay.
All right, I'm gonna switch it to my phone. That's kind of weird. It doesn't show up here.
Why is this not working?
I know, like technical problem.
Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, here. No, camera's over here. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Let me try log out from this camera and then log in with my phone.
Sure.
All right, we'll be back soon.
Okay. Hey, Cliff, thanks for joining. Thank you for bearing with us with these technical issues. And then, of course, the music keeps stopping. I think my computer's trying to join something on Bluetooth. I don't know what. Let me turn off my Bluetooth and see if that works. How are you tonight, Cliff? Thank you for joining. All right, can you see and hear okay? Oh my goodness. Why aren't you playing? Ah, I see. Okay, there we go. Now it should work. Good. How are you both? I gotta keep an eye out for when Athena comes back. I'm good. We had a yummy dinner, so I'm ready. The creative juices are ready to get going. Oh, here she is.
Somehow, wait, I need to switch.
Yeah, or if you go horizontally, it'll work. Oh, and go to settings and then camera.
Oh, I see. Back camera. Here you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Let me do a little lower. Here you go.
Ooh.
Oh, it's. Should I go this way or that way? I don't get it.
Can you go horizontal, like put your phone, like
For example, like this.
that does work. Yeah, I think that works. But if you can, when like you can unlock your phone so that the camera can be side, like the long way, like mine is.
Okay, it's actually unlocked. Let me see. That's weird.
It's okay if not. We can still see.
All right. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay. Can it zoom in or something?
Oh, actually, I might be able to do something on my end. Let's see.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. That works, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
All right. So, yeah, I actually have. I actually sketch out a little for the basic one that I'm trying to draw. And I put the reference picture actually on my computer. So you won't
nice.
able to see it on my iPad though.
I have not even thought about how I'm going to do this. I love this drawing though.
Thank you. Yeah, that's from I think it's from last year, Peachtober.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I did
Uh-huh.
Peachtober too, and
Yeah.
I didn't even. I had found like a bunch of artists through Peachtober. I didn't realize that you had done it as well until today when I was like going through and looking and like
Really?
reading the captions and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, cause like I was like, wait, did I meet her through Peachtober? And then I was like, no, I met her in person.
Yeah. Well, actually, because I didn't like involve like with every prompt on Peachtober last year.
Right.
So maybe you didn't see any of my work. But it's like there's a lot of people entering Peachtober, so it's hard to just meet someone in there, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. So so we already learned about your name or your artist name and where that came from. Can you talk a little bit about how you developed your art style?
So at the beginning, I mean, I started to draw since like I was very little, maybe elementary school, that I like realized I'm really into drawing. And so in middle school, high school, I've been like very into anime stuff. So my art style was pretty more like an anime kind of style. And I was studying in industrial design when I was in college. And those are very different from like illustrating stuff, like
Yeah.
for designing products and stuff. And From the styles that I have it nowadays, I think it started from like a few years ago, maybe like 3 or 4 before pandemic.
Mm.
It's like, I mean, before that, I really down to draw any kind of art style. It just depends on whatever I feels like.
Mm.
And I was just like, but it's like people still can't really, I mean, get to know me because
Mm.
it's like my art style is like everywhere and then I'm drawing like, I mean, no kind of like specific thing. And so one day I was like, maybe I should try to focus on something that I have a lot of passion already, which is cats.
Cats.
Oh, by the way, we have 4 cats in the house, so I don't know if they were just decided to jump into here or something because they normally do.
Love it.
Yeah. And yeah, so this is basically how I find my own art style.
I
Like
love that. I love
in a
how
short
you like had
story.
a, oh, what was that?
Uh-huh. Oh, that like a short story.
Oh, no, that's super helpful. I was gonna say like it's really like usually it's kind of like I wanted to draw X, Y, and Z, so I just like practiced and got better. But for
Uh-huh.
you, it's more like I already loved drawing. I just
Mm-hmm.
needed like something to draw. And I love that it was just like, well, obviously it's gonna be cats.
Uh-huh.
And you kind of like took that as like how you then developed your style. I think that's super cool.
I think it's more like because I just realized I'm not really good at drawing human.
Mm.
And then cat like I love like cute art styles and then those are like something easier for me to draw and it doesn't like burns me out because like
Mm.
sometimes I just like being so criticize myself like
Mm.
being very strict to myself. It's like yeah. So I'm trying to go like a easier way so like I can keep continue drawing without too much pressure.
I like that.
Yeah.
Have you, excuse me, have you like always sort of been critical of yourself with your art like
I
always or yeah.
so it's like I think that's part of the downside of myself. It's like I want everything to be perfect, but like in real life, like nothing will be perfect.
Mm.
Just being too strict to myself. And yeah, and I mean, like, after I get older and I just realize, no, this is not healthy. And then I need to like change the thought of like these kind of stuff to make myself like happier in life.
I
So
like that.
yeah.
And what better way than with cats?
Oh, sorry.
I said, and what better way to do that than with cats?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm like, usually my cats will be right next to my table.
Mm.
So yeah, so it's like I'm staring at them every day, and then they're also my inspiration. They do crazy stuff, you know.
I saw the the inspiration for this one, right? Was the cat like I don't even know what your cat was doing.
Oh yeah,
Um
she was actually touching the light, the bulb. I have no idea, like if there's like a fly or bugs or something. Yeah, and it somehow that picture looks like she's changing the bulb. It's hilarious because that one, the prompt was tree, and I was like, maybe I should just draw a cat tree, but cat tree seems like, I mean, you see it every day and then everywhere. It seems not
cat
that
tree?
interesting. Yeah, so I'm just like, maybe I'd make it in a cat tree, like actual a tree with cats, like a tree house or something. So that how it turns out with that picture.
I like it. Cliff said, I'm the opposite. I have a hard time drawing animals. I need to use clip art references. Yeah, because I've seen Cliff's work,
Uh-huh.
and they can draw really, really good people cartoons. I like it.
I feels like at the beginning you want to try to practice drawing is to just, how do I say that? It's like mimic of the picture that you like. I mean, it's okay to practice at
Like
home,
copy,
like,
kind of.
yeah, but it's okay to practice like that. Like that's how we started.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like I said, like when I was little, I'm really into anime. I mean, I'm still into anime. It's just like my previous art style. It's more like a anime art style. So every manga that I read, and if I like that picture, I would just copy, draw it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of the practicing. But I wouldn't claim it's my own art because
Totally.
yeah. And then once you feel more comfortable about drawing that kind of subject, and you can trying to develop and do your own artwork. So
Yeah, I feel like I've learned that those two things are such different skills between like actually being able to draw is
yeah,
one skill, and then like being able to draw your own ideas and your own creations is a separate skill. And like sometimes people naturally have one over the other,
uh-huh.
or they don't have either when they first start and they develop both. But yeah, it's definitely something you have to really think about.
Yeah, I think not just drawing, like any kind of work like singing or creative
Mm,
stuff, or even like for cooking, you learn from someone else's first
right.
before you can do your own stuff.
Very true. It's a good
So
point.
yeah.
So are there ever days when you want to draw but you can't think of something to draw?
I mean, when I have art block,
Yes.
I'll just go have a dessert. It's like, why so like being so hard to ourselves? I mean, go for a walk or watch a TV show or a book or manga that you like. You probably will find some inspiration from there.
I love that.
Uh,
Good point. Uh, um, topic really quickly, but you have a big focus on enamel pins, right?
yeah.
Okay, first of all, I love that. I want to get more into pins. What is it about pins that you like? Why do why pins over like something else? Print. I mean, I know pins are cool and they're awesome, but I guess my question is just like, what draws you to creating pins rather than creating anything else?
I think for that question, it's more like I have some artist friend also in Vegas that she has a really successful business right now, and then most of her stuff like doing pins,
Hmm.
and she just introduced me into that industry. So like making pins is very easy to get into,
Hmm.
especially like my art style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very complicated. I mean, you can still do like some complicated designed pins, but I mean, that would take more time. And I mean, I do art print as well, and pins is just one of the product that I'm into in this stage for doing stuff. Because, like, in future, I have a lot of plan, like, different products that I want to do. So it's not
Like
just
what?
like,
what
huh?
I was gonna ask, what other kinds of products do you want to do?
Oh, so like patches. That
Ooh,
looks
that's
cool. 'Cause
fun.
like when I'm vending, and there's always have like customers ask me like, "Hey, do you do patches or something?" I mean, personally, I like to collect patches as well.
Hmm.
I think that would be a cool stuff to do. And maybe do like keychains. I mean, I have some handmade keychains with clay right now, but like manufacturing keychains such as like either enamel or acrylic, they can do something different from the handmade style. So that's one of the product I want to try out in the future.
Very cool. And I also feel like too, yeah, pins like the design can be simple, but I feel like you deserve more credit because I did one thing of pins and it's a lot. Like it's a lot of work to like make sure that the design works out right and like they're so expensive too. And so I guess my question would be like they're expensive to make. And so I saw that you do Kickstarters for that, which that's
Yes.
a whole thing in itself. Like that is something you can't just like wake up and do, you know? Like you got to learn how to work a Kickstarter and like why and how to like promote it. So how did you kind of like navigate that the first time for your how did you figure it out? Like how to use Kickstarter and stuff. And I'm asking this mostly for myself because I'm planning to do a Kickstarter soon.
Oh, nice. Well, actually, Kickstarter is easier than you thought. It's just a lot of preparing. Like you have to um just do like a plan for what kind of product that you're going to make. For example, just the pins. You already have like for example, 5 design, and you just set before you actually do like a budget plan, you can go through like the manufacturer to quote the pins, set like how much is it going to cost if I do this.
Mm,
So from my manufacturer, they were doing like, so for example, if I want to do this style that I'm drawing from the left from the right and like as a pin, and just quote that because for pins they will have to do the mold,
mm,
and that's that's a fee for just one time fee because they have to make a
right.
mold for your pin, and then in the future, like if you want to change a color, that will be fine. And every time you start a new mold, the minimum quantity that you have to make, it's like 100.
Mm,
So, I mean, 100, it sounds overwhelming. So that's
mm-hmm,
why we need like Kickstarter for like people to help us to start with a fund.
mm-hmm.
So, uh-huh.
How
And
do you like promote it? Do you just do it on Instagram and your followers are like the main people who buy?
all right. There's actually a trick. So I can see from the backstage of Kickstarter, like 80% of the fund that I make, it's actually from the traffic. It's directly from Kickstarter itself instead of,
Ah.
so the Kickstarter, it's a platform that already helps you a lot to bring the traffic in, because there's a large group of people that are really into collecting pins. So Yeah. So even you don't have a lot of followers on your social media, but Kickstarter, it's another story.
That is
It's like
so
you don't
interesting.
need, yeah, you don't need a lot of followers, but you still can like promote yourself via Kickstarter. I mean, they do it for you
Yeah.
automatically.
Yeah, it reminds me of Etsy because I mean I had tried to do an Etsy and didn't I kind of just threw things up there, but my fiance, he does picture frames
Yeah.
and he hates social media, so he's like barely ever on it, but just Etsy promotes his listing and that's how he has his whole business. So,
Uh,
yeah, that makes total sense, but I really wouldn't have thought about that. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, I didn't know that either until my friend told me the hack.
How do you get followers on Kickstarter?
I don't really get followers. I mean, for right now, I'm running my second Kickstarters. It's going to be end tomorrow night, but I have my previous, the
Ooh,
first Kickstarter that I have. It doesn't grow that much followers either. There,
got it.
some of them I assume there will be just like a one-time thing. It's like
Mhm.
because Kickstarter, you encourage people to uh, fund your project.
Mhm.
And so you definitely have some promotion to trigger them to just like, oh, I should buy it right now instead of after every products are produced.
Mhm.
So usually I would do like a discount for my pins. So it's like a Kickstarter exclusive price on there. And some of them, I mean, after they receive the pins, they'll follow me because I also put my business card in in their package. And some of them will just because like from the Kickstarter you have a page to introduce your project and then introduce yourself as well, and I'll put my social media link on there. If people
Mhm.
get interested, they will just follow me on there. And from the second Kickstarter project that I'm having right now, some of them because they backed my first project, and Kickstarter will automatically send the email, told them like, hey, the creator that you backed last time, they have a new
Mhm.
project. Would you like to take a look? So that's how they bring back the, you can say, followers.
Yeah,
Yeah, customers.
that's awesome. That's really good to know. Um, oh shoot, what was I gonna say? Dang it, I think I had a really good question.
You'll remember it eventually. I
Yeah,
do
I
that
will.
like all the time, like lately. It's like after I turn around, I was like, I don't remember what I was going to do. I remember it
Same
like
here.
half an hour later or like 10 minutes later.
Yep.
Something.
So I think this is along the lines of what I was thinking of asking is like, so you do art. I think it was on your Kickstarter that you said you do it full time, right?
Yes, I do full-time illustrator and then creating products right now.
Sweet. So how like I was doing my art full time for a while, for like a year and a half, and it was great, but then it just financially got so stressful.
Uh,
And now I feel like my creativity is like way stronger because I'm not thinking about the money. And so I guess like but I would definitely love to be able to do it full time again in the future. So I guess like my question for you is how do you kind of like navigate, how do you deal with, needing to be able to pay your bills as an artist,
uh-huh.
but also
Well,
like, yeah.
uh-huh. Also, like, yeah, keep going. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no worries. I assumed you just kind of knew where I was going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how do you kind of balance needing to pay your bills, but also enjoying and like like you said, like if you can't think of something to create, you'll just go have a dessert. But how do you do that without feeling bad about it? Because that's like what I was dealing with for so long.
I would have to say I'm a really lucky person to meet my husband that can like fully support me for just do whatever that I want. So the
Okay.
story about how I started to become like a full-time artist is so during the pandemic time. Well, actually it's when was it? 2021. I still had an office job as a graphic designer. And so one day, somehow they decided to just lay off everyone.
Mm.
So I was like, well, before that, I was starting my social media, like keep posting consistently every day to try to grow like followers. And
Mm-hmm.
that layoff stuff is a trigger for me. It's like, okay, since now I don't have a job and I have a little bit of saving for me to survive for a few months, and why not just start my own business and then give me a certain amount of time? So at that moment, at the beginning, I set a time frame. It's like, I'll try it half a year. And if I don't make any sales or like any, I don't see any growing of the business, then I'll go look for another office job.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, for this kind of plan, you have to make sure you have enough saving for you to
Mm-hmm.
go through like for at least 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And well, so now you see I'm still here as an independent artist means my business still growing. Like I'm doing a good job. And but like most of the time, most of the part that's like my partner, like my husband, support our daily expenses plus
Nice.
my saving before. So I mean
Very nice.
saving money is a really important role.
Yes. Yeah, it was the same for me because I was teaching through the pandemic
Uh-huh.
and just not really like spending any of my money.
Yeah.
Um, just yeah, and so I had a good amount saved up as well, which was great. Um, but yeah, and I think what you said about like giving yourself a time frame of like I'm going to give this 6 months and see what happens. I really think if I were to do it again, which again like eventually I want to, but probably not for at least a while.
Mm-hmm.
Um I would make sure I do that because I had just told myself I'm going to be a full-time artist forever. I'm not going to ever have to get another job. I'm going to make it work no matter what. And I think that helped me a bit because it was like I was thinking very positively, but at the same time, um, it just I didn't have much. I mean, I had structure, like I had projects I was working on, but I guess it didn't really give me like clear goals.
Yeah.
And I wish I learned that towards the end of my savings. I was like I don't know if you've heard of Kelsey Gomez. I think that's her name. Or no, Kelsey Rodriguez. She is a YouTuber. And she has a ton of content and she talks a lot about being an independent artist and talks about like goal setting.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wish I found her sooner because she talks all about pretty much what you said. And by the time I found her, it was like, I need a job now. So yeah, but that if anyone's listening and they're wanting to like go for it, I think it's so important to set that time frame for yourself to
I
know like, no, I can't keep doing this. I need to get a job so that I can, save up again and maybe try again later.
I think, yeah, I agree. Like making a time frame is very important, so you won't be like, because I know like some people will be like, oh, I need to reach that goal no matter what, but
Hmm.
they'll have to think about like reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Learned
adulting.
that.
Yep. Being an adult, not that fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't get me started.
I know. But I'm
Aw.
glad I
Oh.
made
Oh.
that decision. Yep.
What did you say?
Oh, I'm glad I made the decision, like,
Oh, yes.
for to try out.
Yes. I'm glad you did too. I do really like my situation now because I've experienced it. I had a lot of time to grow the business and as a person. It's changed my outlook on money so much because I used to just like save, save, save and never spend, which
Yeah.
there's definitely like good things to that. And when I first started, just like spending any money just like felt so wrong. But I've like learned to really be able to live off of very little. Of course, I had all my necessities, but beyond that, for a while, it was like nothing else. Um, and that's just really made me see money so differently, of
Mm-hmm.
where it's just like, I don't need a lot more than just, a house and food. And I think for me too, like some type of fitness activity. But I don't think I really saw it that way before. I think I thought like I need to have this much money, I need to have this many things, this and that. But yeah, so I'm glad I experienced that. But at the same time, now I'm very glad that I have a job and don't have to think about things that way.
Yeah.
But it kind of took away that like fear,
Mm-hmm.
for better or worse. Sometimes I need to slow myself down, but yeah.
I think that's what all we're going to go through in our life. And then I think you and me are very similar because I will be also like, I just want to save money. I'm so anxious or afraid.
Hmm.
What if I don't have any savings or like a lower to like a certain amount? And
Hmm.
that makes me anxious. But
Hmm.
and yeah, and like, well, actually, because my grandma diagnosed as cancer last week, not
Aww.
last year, and just realized, I just realized, like, okay, first of all, um, workout's very important to get
Mm.
you, and then second of all, it's like, if I save all the money but not spending it, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like because my grandma still lives in Taiwan, so I travel back to visit her. And yeah, because like during the pandemic and we couldn't travel. And I
Mhm.
just realized that how I love travel so much.
Mm.
And I'll like my new goal is okay, work hard, save some money, and spend part of it on traveling.
Mhm.
Yeah, because also traveling makes me like brings me more inspiration. Even traveling back to my home country,
Mm.
because it's been years that I haven't been back there, and there's a lot of like new stuffs and new, everything's different, and it really inspires me. Yeah, so after I came back, I was like, oh, I'm so ready for create new art.
Mm. I love that. Yeah, I agree too. It's like life is short, what's the point if you're not going to spend at least a little bit, but it's
Yeah,
it's a fine balance. It's really a balance that when you become an adult you have to learn how to do.
I know. You have to balance stuff, not just, yeah, I mean, overall, not just money, you still have to balance like your
Right.
lifestyle and stuff. It's like, because I used to be like, I mean, I'm still kind of workaholic, but sometimes you really need to plan like maybe a day or two from a week to just totally relax.
Mm-hmm.
Either
Yeah.
it's fine, you can still work a little bit, but you need to find some like other hobby or some kind of, maybe go watch a movie or go find out, explore a new restaurant
Mm-hmm.
to relax from your life and work.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. It really is a balance.
Yep.
Especially when you have a partner as well. That's a whole other thing to balance because it's like you want to spend time with them, but you
Yeah.
also don't want to spend too much time if you live together. You have to balance that. And yeah,
Yeah.
because my fiance and I, we both live and work from home.
Uh-huh.
So, but luckily we have lots of space now because we recently moved.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm upstairs, he's downstairs, so we got space there. um, but yeah, it's definitely all about balance. I haven't even. Ooh, I love your drawing. I haven't even been looking.
Oh,
Oh, it's so cute.
oh, you're already like coloring already. Yeah, I'm not like a fast drawer. Usually I take my time to do that.
I love it though. It looks great.
Thanks.
Oh, just so you know, we usually would end in around 3 minutes. So it's totally fine
Oh,
if you're not finished. Um, but yeah, just want to give you, I always forget to like warn people
well,
that the
time
time.
flies. Like it goes so.
Yeah. Um, Cliff said, my wife works from home. I envy her sometimes. Yeah, I love working from home. I know it's not for everyone, but I cannot imagine having to go back to not working from home. It's just so nice being able to like be with my dog and like if there's like a package at the front door that used to stress me out so much like oh there's a package and now it's just sitting outside the front door. It used to be and I'm not so nervous about it now, but in my old neighborhood like packages were getting stolen all the time.
Oh
So I
no.
would just be like waiting till I could get home.
Yeah, I can understand with that part. And it's like I'm actually very introvert, and,
Same.
and yeah, so it's like, I mean, I can switch my mode into like outgoing mode or
Mm-hmm.
introvert mode. Like
Mm-hmm.
outgoing mode, I save it at when I'm vending in person.
Yeah.
So I talk to people and yeah, stuff. And then like spend a lot of time just staying at home to, recharge myself.
Yep. I definitely relate. It's hard. Like I feel like ever since I've always been introverted, but I feel like my like muscle for
Mm,
being extroverted has just gotten so small since the pandemic when like everyone had an excuse to not go somewhere.
yeah.
Um but it definitely is. It's like I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to go out. I don't want to do this or that. But then once I do, I'm like, wow, this is fun. I forgot how fun this is.
Totally agree.
But yeah, it was crazy because my fiance, he is more extroverted. Like he likes to be like alone sometimes, but he used to not be able to stay like in the house without going anywhere for like even if he didn't do anything for a day, he would like be so antsy to get out. But
Ah,
now, his like that muscle has just gotten so much stronger, and he can go a while without leaving the house.
yeah, I mean, Everyone have two, like both sides being like extrovert and introvert,
Mm-hmm.
and just like we said earlier, need to find a balance.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you, what do you have a vision for like, if you didn't have to worry about money at all,
Uh-huh.
savings or anything, all you had to do was your art. Do you have a vision for like what type of art or like what your daily kind of, or what your career would look like?
I mean, if I don't have to worry about money, I would love to be a cat sitter. Maybe not even doing art. Yeah. It's so happy, like being with cats all around you all the time.
I feel like you could do that right now and you would make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no one's ever said that before. Like that I wouldn't be doing art.
No, seriously.
That is so funny.
I mean, oh, okay. Back to the question. Can you ask me again?
If you didn't have to worry about money,
Okay.
what would your art career look like?
I will be more like doing. I think I'm trying to like also do it in this year, trying to working in that path. It's like, so most of my products right now are handmade, but I feels like because I need to have a lot of like handmade item to sell, which I think I want to like improve the quality of every handmade items to make it more delicate and just do something that I feel like don't have to worry about if it sells or not. I think
Mm,
that's one of my goal for that. The
yeah.
handmade stuff, like even like doing with clay, even just pushing it or not doing any sculpture stuff. It's just the texture makes you feel happy.
Yeah, I love that. I
Yeah.
love it. Well, I think that's a good place to leave off for now. Hopefully, I would love to have you come back on. I feel like we have a lot more we could talk about.
Yeah.
But are you ready? Are you able to turn the camera back around or no? Because I know you were on your
Yeah.
computer earlier.
Use my phone to turn that around.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted. Now I lied. Okay, perfect. I'm all done.
Camera.
Grab my phone or turn
Okay.
mine over. You beat me. 1 second.
All right, let me push this away.
Okay. Hello. Hello again. Oh, I'm turning. I don't know why I'm. Okay, there we go. Okay, hello again. Thank you so much, Athena. This was so awesome.
Thank you for inviting me. This is like something like totally new for me and it's fun.
Yay, I'm so happy. Well, if you end up finishing your drawing, I would love to see it, but no pressure. But yeah, either way, do you have, where can we find your Kickstarter? And do you have anywhere else, like where can people find you? Anything else you want to make sure everyone knows about who's listening now or listening later?
Yeah, so I have Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It all named a cat square. So you type it in, you can find me. And if anyone wants to like join the Kickstarter project, which is going to be end like tomorrow 9 p.m.
Pacific time. And you can also go to my Instagram there in my info. There's a link for everything. Yep.
Perfect. Alrighty. Yay. So yeah, make sure you all follow Cat Square. And yeah, thank you again so much. And I hope you all have an awesome night.
Thank you.